morning. Welcome to Unity of Appleton. And I've been with Unity of Appleton probably about 6 months, 9 months, something like that. But I do have a history that goes back further with Unity, and that was 40 years ago. I went to my first Unity service in Sheboygan, and I liked it so much I kept on going back, and it seems like the growth that has occurred with Unity has been something that I love to experience and I enjoy. I wanted to also let you know that I was with Unity of Sheboygan, but then I did do some time with the Unity in Milwaukee, and my friend Mary McHugh and I were searching for a church. She was searching for a church, and we went to Unity of Milwaukee, and she looked at what was offered there and decided it was something that she liked. And so 6 years later, we're still going to Unity in Milwaukee. And this was when I was doing demos in Milwaukee, and she would take me in and keep me for a weekend when I was doing demos. So with that, I want to say hi to Mary, because Mary is in Pewaukee, and Mary listened to Unity services, and so anyhow, thanks for allowing me to do that. And then also I had come to know Jules Kupke, who is going to service here, and she's from Chilton, and so is Mary McHugh from Chilton. And then I get here about 3 weeks ago, and I meet Teresa, and Teresa has come from Unity of Milwaukee, and I really appreciate how the web of life has been bringing us together. And so today's word is for the day is going to be harmony, but I wanted to just talk about a thing called mycelia. I was listening to a program the other day, and it talked about mycelium as a community that works together. And I thought, how appropriate for that as we at Unity to work together to form a group that is living and growing. So, but the community of mycelium is underground, and so there is that underground network that occurs, and they tend to feed each other with the underground system, and they also have an intelligence about them where they can communicate with each other. And so that was really something that I enjoyed seeing, because apparently their system of communication is further advanced than what we have here above ground. And they go back, millions, maybe billions of years. So on that program, they were also talking about how these mycelium and this bacteria, which is down there working with them, is taking care of their young and their children. And so that life really supports kind of the life that we have here on Earth, on top of the Earth. There was also a woman that was there giving some information, and she was an elder in the Native American community there. And as an elder, she was saying that in their spiritual longing or bringing was a giving of anything to the earth. It was a sacred experience where they honored everything that was in the earth. And so I think what was important about that was they do not believe in anybody having governance over the earth. They believe the governance of the earth is it belongs to that great spirit in the sky. And so I guess there's something to be learned from that. But I think that in working with communities, I love working with Unity of Appleton because it seems like there's so much to be offered here in the way of programs and ability to increase our awareness and our presence with each other. So I belong to the men's group, a mastermind, and I also belong to the Way of Heart and the Art of Spiritual Peacemaking. And then I do love my garden. It's not my garden. it's the Unity's garden. But there I get to watch plants grow and I get to harvest, and I really appreciate what the earth is doing for us and nourishing us. And so anyhow, I wanted to share that with you this morning. And then we can go to our vision statement. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And then okay, this would be our mission statement. Yep. Advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values: abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And then we celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the diversity in all saints and children. Okay. Daily word for today. Harmony is an integral part of music, adding layers of intricacy and depth. With the harmony and rhythm, without harmony and rhythm, a musical composition would be little more than a sonnet cacophony. With the resolution of each chord and with the synchronization of each note, a symphony can touch my soul with peace. Similarly, my soul finds peace as it seeks accord in my relationships and every interaction I have. From a place of love and tranquility, I bring compassion to every situation with the give and take of compromise. I build understanding and trust. I approach every interaction with faith and with the expectation of harmonious results. Harmonizing my mind and my heart with the world around me, I welcome and do my part to create goodwill, meaning, and beauty. And Romans 16, live in harmony with one another. And then repeat after me. Harmony is the song of my life.
And speaking of harmony, we're going to give you some here in a minute. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? try.
This morning we have a guest speaker, Reverend Chase, an ordained unity minister, is passionate about family and facilitating spiritual exploration for people of all ages. She encourages people to expand their spiritual knowledge and integrate it within their daily lives. She enjoys teaching and training. Biblical studies and the 12 powers are her favorite subjects to explore and teach. Her love and dedication to youth and families is finding expression as a youth and family training and event director in the Great Lakes region. She ministers to inspire and equip youth and family leaders and unity ministers in the evolution of their heart-centered youth and family ministries. Reverend Chase is centered in prayer and engaged in service. She gave her time and talent to Unity Worldwide Ministry Curriculum, which created curriculum all together now. She served as the alternate licensed Unity representative to the Great Lakes region, or Great Lakes Unity region, between 2010 and 2014. She is currently a member of the Unity of Dayton Prayer Team, Unity Urban Ministerial School, Scholarship Committee, and a student advisor, and the Reformed Unity Worldwide Ministry Curriculum Writing Team. So, introducing here, Reverend Chase.
Hi, welcome, and I am so pleased to have this opportunity to speak with you guys today. I am appreciative of the invitation that has come to me. How to let children help you. The thoughts I share today are from one of the social teachings Jesus shared with his disciples on the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus went up to the mountain, and his disciples at the time, which were Peter, Andrew, James, and John, came to him. And Jesus, in that setting, shared the teaching, judge not. And from the New Century Version of the Bible, Matthew 7, 1 through 5, we have this story. Don't judge others, or you will be judged. You will be judged in the same way that you judge others, and the amount you give others will be given to you. Why do you notice the piece of dust in your friend's eye, but don't notice the big piece of wood in your own? How can you say to your friend, let me take that piece of dust out of your eye? Look at yourself. You still have that big piece of wood in your own eye. You hypocrite. First, take the wood out of your own eye. Then you will see clearly to take the dust out of your friend's eye. So I don't know about you, but being called a hypocrite sort of rankles me. I have a tendency to shut down and miss the message. I don't see myself as that hypocrite. I sincerely practice my beliefs at work, with my family, and in all I do, Sunday to Saturday. So just what is meant by that word hypocrite? Well, look at the revealing word in there. The classic Greek definition for the word hypocrite is actor. It came to me anyone who pretends to be one thing while really being something that's far different. The Britannica Dictionary defines hypocrite as a person who claims or pretends to have certain beliefs about what is right, but who behaves in a way that disagrees with those beliefs. I may not purposely pretend, say, to be spirit-led, but there are times I'm anything but spirit-led. I let fear drive a choice. I let worry take over. Claiming a belief before it's demonstrated in my behavior is especially true when first integrating the practice into my life. Let's take Unity's second principle. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I adopted this belief before I could see the Christ in others. I experienced God's presence within me, and so I knew it was there. But really, where was God in the self-centered coworker, the absentee friend, or the unkind teen who was picking on my child? There's a lesson in the curriculum called The Quest, in which the supporting activity is to fill in an outline of a person that represents you. Okay, you fill it in with those characteristics and traits of yourself. And then arched across the top of the head were the words, the Christ, with space for each child to put their name. And so when completed, the poster read, Brittany, the Christ, Michael, the Christ, Jaden, the Christ, Liam, the Christ. Now you get the idea. We hung these posters in the classroom, and over time a shift occurred within me. I began to realize that all the behaviors and characteristics of others was there with the presence of Christ too, even if it wasn't being expressed at the moment. And so I began to affirm that the Christ is present in others. The Christ is within you. And I would direct that attention to that part of them, however small or minuscule that I perceived it to be. I begin to see as God sees. And my behavior began to align with the belief that I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. It is a process. Jesus is instructing us to first take care of our own shortcomings before assisting others in the removal of their minor inadequacies. Allow the process of change to unfold in your life. Then with clear sight, help remove the minor issues from another. With that unobstructed vision, we can take the dust out of our friend's eyes. Metaphysically, the logs, the large piece of wood, are thoughts and ideas from the revealing word we learn. Quote, the eye is the searching quality of mind with keen observation that selects only that which is good. The single eye is open and receptive only to the guiding light of spirit, end quote. So previously in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, the eye is the light of the body. If your eyes are good, your whole body will be full of light. Youth have helped me remove the wood and the log out of my eyes. Early in my career as a youth director, I wondered how to teach children to meditate. So I went to one of the licensed Unity teachers within my community and asked him, how do I teach children to meditate? Well, she offered a class, and I decided I'll sign up, I'll take the class. I asked the question. And so during class, she still doesn't seem to be answering my question. So I asked her again, how do I teach children to meditate? And her answer was profound to me. You teach youth meditation by meditating yourself. I was first to take the wood out of my own eye. Through a regular meditation practice, I was able to remove the I can't, I don't know how to thoughts about teaching them meditation. I became open and receptive to the guiding light of spirit. And ideas popped into my head that worked. I was able to teach youth prayer and meditation. Leading by example is my way of parenting too. My children have motivated me to do what I could not do for myself. I was concerned about my daughter's health, and so I took her to a specialist, and after some evaluations, one of the recommendations was for her to exercise regularly. I was to have my 8-year-old do what I was not doing. I just couldn't do it. Thus, I began my own exercise program and healthy eating. Modeling the behavior and practices I wish others to learn is integrated into my teaching methods. Children, teens, those working with them have assisted in holding me accountable to what I teach and being in alignment with it. Youth today, known as Generation Z, have a low tolerance for inconsistency. They are seeking constancy and alignment with what religion teaches and its demonstrated vision, mission, and core values. Integrity is integral to what they want in life. It matters greatly to them. Researchers Seemiller and Grace list integrity as a major characteristic of Generation Z, along with that tenacity, openness, and care. Youth and young adults look over our websites, our social media accounts to determine if we are demonstrating the values that we talk about, and that what we're teaching aligns with and their own beliefs and what they are seeking. They are seeking what from marketing to Generation Z calls proof of purpose. Youth are ensuring that an organization walks their talk and, as the fifth unity principle says, lives the truth that they know, that they're making a difference in the world. I saw how just important making a difference was to the teens this past summer at IYOU. There's a retreat for teens that's held on Unity Village and the campus of Unity Village. And one of the afternoons in that week-long event, the teens performed service work. Well, this year, after the teens got there, the fountains were unexpectedly drained and shut down just a couple days after they were there. Now, the fountains at Unity are a huge deal. Some of you probably seen them and know all about them, and others may not. You know, they're a tourist attraction. People come in that area to see these beautiful fountains of Kansas City. Unity Village has this fountain that's like over a football field long. It's gorgeous, and it's a beautiful setting for special events and ceremonies. But they couldn't be turned back on because they needed it cleaned before that could happen. And just how was that going to happen timely? Well, the staff did come up with the idea of maybe asking the teens to add it to their service project week. So they did. And so one afternoon, 30 plus teens got into the drained fountains and scrubbed the sides and the bottoms of the fountain. And after their hours of work, the entire fountain area was cleaned. And so the next day it was able to be filled and turned on. The teens were extremely satisfied. Many people were satisfied with that, but it was that tangible difference they got to make. They got to see the fountains from being shut down, turned off, wondering what are they going to do, to, hey, we were a part of this. We made it happen. We made a difference, something that they could point to. um, getting to the root cause of issues and the underlying problems is what motivates the youth. And when we can give them an opportunity to have a positive impact on something that matters to them, they are motivated into action. You know, there are some that say that teens are turning their backs on religion. But looking closer, what I see happening is that Generation Z is turning away from specific Christian denominations, non-inclusive or inconsistent beliefs. C. Miller and Grace, a couple Generation Z researchers, say, quote, Gen Z largely hold liberal stance on many social issues. Youth may be leaving places of worship that have more conservative views than they do, end quote. And they also shared about a study in 2017 that said, you know, people leave their childhood religions because of a negative church experience, the congregation too focused on politics, or negative teachings or treatment of people identifying as LGBTQ. Acceptance and equality matters to teens. Judge not others, or you will be judged. You will be judged in the same way you judge others. The amount you give others will be given to you. This message calls me to look deeper, to look beyond first impressions. I ask questions and listen and consider. That's what I'm being asked to do here. Look at another possibility, to consider with my heart, to see as God sees. Looking deeper into the life of youth, a few findings from these experts have helped me to see the situation with youth and religion afresh. Wang, author of iGen, says many young people feel a disconnect between their church and what they are experiencing outside of it. Another quote is, having their places of worship embrace people who are traditionally been marginalized is essential to the Gen Z. And Twain goes on to say, for teens, faith often involves a careful balance of individualistic modern realities with traditional doctrine, particularly around the issues of sexuality, gender identity, and sexual orientation. And another quote is, despite their low levels of affiliation, religion is still a topic of discussion with many members of Generation Z. That's another thing from C. Miller and Grace. So it's from these and others that I say Generation Z is not turning their backs on religion. They are opening their hearts to spirituality. And my affirmation for this lesson is, I see you as God sees you. I began to see children as God sees them back in the 90s. I was attending Unity for a few years, and I was eager to learn and decided, you know, I'm worthy of new teachers. I'm worthy of the best teachers. I am willing to invest my time and my money to learn from the elite. But just who is that going to be? And so I took some time and brought that question to meditation. Now, I meditate in the morning fairly early at this time. It was fairly early in the morning before my husband and my daughter awoke. And so I was sitting there and I affirmed that I was open and receptive, just who was going to be my teacher. And as I sat in meditation, my child came and joined me. Now, this was odd. You know, they were in a crib, they were of that age, but they had never climbed out of their crib before. But they came and sat on my lap. And they were there quietly, so I continued to meditate. You know, after all, Jesus said, let the children come to me, don't stop them, because the kingdom of heaven belongs to people who are like these children. Well, the next day, I meditated again. My child came and joined me. The next day I meditated again. My child came and joined me. I meditated again. My child came and joined me. This happened over and over and over until I realized that my child was my answer. My child was to be my teacher. And after I had that realization, I got that message, my child stopped climbing out of her crib and joined me for meditation. Yeah. In the book, How to Let God Help You, which is a compilation of Myrtle Fillmore's writings, there's a chapter, Parents and Children. And this is part of what Myrtle says in that chapter. Quote, "It is truly wonderful to have children and to be truly awake in caring for them. A parent should turn his or hers attention to God and earnestly seek to see as he, God, sees." End quote. Now, seeing as God sees is not to judge, but to love. When we love, that huge defect of character in that other person's eye becomes a speck of dust. Not so bothersome, huh? Myrtle went on to write, quote, "A parent should let his mind rise to the heights where he can view life on a larger scale. Children are in God's kingdom, free to live as they see it. They are free to change where the present mode of living seems to depress or hinder progress. They are free to stand for their highest ideals, assured of blessings from others." End quote. That's what Myrtle had to say in that chapter, Parents and Children, and How to Let God Help You. Now, Jesus was on the mountain, which represents a higher state of consciousness, giving the Sermon on the Mount. And when he said, "Do not judge," so that's the state he was in with doing that. And so we too can view life from a larger scale in that higher state of consciousness. And from there, we're able to know what a Gen Zer once said to me and some other baby boomers: "We are the answer to your prayers." And from that consciousness of prayer, we have invited youth to take charge, to change the present mode of living that seems to depress or hinder progress. We asked them to stand for their highest ideals. From the consciousness of God, we have assured them of our blessings. Let children do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Let children help you. And give your blessing. So step in one in that process is remove the negative thoughts about youth. Turn your entire attention to God and to earnestly seek to see as God sees. Let what was negative become positive. Now, Generation Z has a sense of humor, and the British Army and recruitment campaign knew that, and so when they put together some campaigns that demonstrate this. It says, "Phone zombies, your army needs you and your focus. Binge gamers, your army needs you and your drive. Selfie addicts, your army needs you and your confidence." So after step one, there really isn't anything else to do. So there really isn't that step two. With just removing those negative thoughts and ideas, we're able to begin to see, to see differently. And as Jesus said, if your eyes are good, your whole body will be full of light. You will be seeing youth and others as God sees them. And this is how we let children help you, help us. And I see you as God sees you. Namaste. And peace be with you. Thank you.
I now invite you to begin to prepare yourself for a reflective personal prayer and guided musical meditation, after which I ask that you remain in essential silence during the music. If you choose to, you may close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body as it relaxes into your chair and you let go of today's anxieties. Feel your feet on the solid earth beneath you as you let go of tomorrow's worries. Become aware in this moment of your breathing as you breathe in life and breathe out love. Breathe in life and breathe out love. And as you become centered, focus your attention on your beautiful heart, your beautiful Christ self. Become filled with gratitude and allow into yourself that which fills you with peace and light. So we begin. invite you to gently return to this place.
Wow. I don't know how you can get any better as the weeks go on, but you do. Thank you. So now we move from meditation to our affirmation of prosperity. This is the time in our service when those of us who think of Unity of Appleton as a spiritual home practice putting spirit first, first in our financial life. We know that when we do this, not only does it prosper the spiritual community we love, it also supports our own spiritual growth and prosperity. Let this be the time to connect with the guidance of Spirit in you and give whatever amount guides you to give. What that amount is this morning, take in your hand and bless it with your love. If you are one of the growing members of us who give electronically, take the gift into your heart. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. Let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God as your one source. Then please join in the affirmation of prosperity. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of purity and flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love and trust God as my source.
I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God. We are the love of God. We are the power of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is.
We bless these gifts which we have been given to share with the world. May love and joy and peace and prosperity be with all of us and all of life. Thank you. Announcements. Oops. Am I on? Yeah. Okay. The spiritual action team is looking for folks to rake and cut back buckthorn and from around our lot. This would be Saturday, October 29th at 10 o'clock. Please bring sturdy gloves because buckthorn has some mighty thorns. Coats for Kids will have a box here from September 26th through October 27th. Please take a moment to go through your closet and donate gently used clothes or go out and buy a new one. This will take any size, they will take any size clothes, even L size. There will be a new members class Saturday, October the 1st, from 9 until 10. Please see Bedford for questions or scheduling conflicts. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the sound immersion event scheduled for 7 tonight has had to be rescheduled. When we know a new date, we will let you know. All right. Time for the prayer of protection.
Please stand as you're able.
Pardon?
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.